Invincible Season 4 has concluded, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to do a tier list and rank all of the characters from Season 4. Now, I am going to miss out some, like, minor characters or characters who just didn't have much screen time and focus on the big dogs. And just before we do crack on, if you enjoy this sort of content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I would appreciate it a lot. But anyways, let's get straight into it. And just before we get into the ranking, in case you don't know how a tier list works, the bottom of the tier list is, of course, the worst, and the top of it is the top of the mountain. It is the best. So how this works, Oliver, a bit of a spoiler to be honest, that is the worst rank that you can be in. The one after that, just a bit of an upgrade, you sure, then it's mid, then it's great, and then the best tier you can be in is Invincible. So considering I've just kind of spoiled it with a certain character being awful, let's put Oliver in Oliver. Now Oliver this season, my god, how fucking annoying. In Season 3, I really liked him. He seemed a bit OP, you know, fucking running through the Mauler twins and whatnot. But, you know, he was still, innocent to a degree. And, you know, he was finding his way. And I really liked him in Season 3. In Season 4, oh my fucking god. What an annoying little twat. That's the best way to put it. An annoying little twat. How you've been left on 1 HP in Conquest in the finale of Season 3, and then you've got this big ego in Season 4, like thinking, you know what, I think this Thrag guys, I think he's just a hype job. I just think he's a hype job. How did that go for you, buddy? How's your arm, buddy? How's your jaw, buddy? You know, Oliver got folded for that shit, and deservedly so. Even Thrag was like, you're not one of us, and I'm glad he said that shit. Hey, know your role and shut your mouth, Oliver. You're a good kid, and you could be great. You've got potential, but fucking tone down the ego. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy, pal. I mean, even when he was, like, training with Omni-Man, his dad, like, surely you understood, like, yeah, fuck, I'm not on the same level as these guys. So why the fuck did you think you could take on Thrag? And that was, like, the one order he had in that big fucking Mahusive war. Not to do not go after Thrag. And what does he do? Goes straight for Thrag, and he pays the price. So Oliver, he goes under Oliver. He was just really stupid. And that's really it. He was stupid and up his own arse. And now next up, we have one of my favorites. He's like a top 3 character for me. And that is Battle Beast, the guy who just wants to find the superior. Now, where does he go? He's going into mid. Now, why does he go into mid? You could make an argument, you sure, because Battle Beast this season, he hasn't had too much. Obviously, when he was in the big war, he kind of got folded by Thrag with fucking relative ease, and he started getting some fraud allegations, which, hey, man, fucking simmer down, okay? Calm the fuck down on the fraud allegations for Battle Beast. But this season, didn't do too much. I do take into account he was kind of nerfed in space, considering he's a fucking cat. You know? He's not meant to be fucking flying about in space. That's why he had a jetpack. That's why he had like an oxygen mask on or whatever it is. And yeah, he still held his own. He still challenged the Viltrumites a bit. Not Thrag, but the other Viltrumites, you know, he was putting up a fair fight with. And he had some decent like little lines here and there where he was like, when they're all talking about what meal we want. And, you know, Battle Beast just makes it all serious. He's like, my final meal will be my own blood after a superior has fucking conquered me or something like that. I'm like, oh my god. Chill out, mate. Fucking have a laugh, would you? Have a fucking Beveragino or something, Battle Beast. Chill the fuck out. But Battle Beast, he goes in mid for me. Maybe it's a bit of bias what takes him to mid instead of you sure. But I fucking still love Battle Beast. But yeah, this season just nothing too crazy from him. But yeah, I still put him in mid. You could put him in you sure, and I wouldn't moan at you. But for me, he goes into mid. He still held his own, and he still had some decent little lines here and there as well. Okay, now this next one, we have Cecil, and I'm a bit conflicted on this one because usually Cecil I put quite highly. But this season, I mean, first of all, we didn't get too much of him. And then it's the whole Conquest thing where I know you could say that's Season 3, and I get it. But Conquest escaped this season, and that's still down to Cecil. So I'm going to put him in you sure. We didn't get too much from Cecil this season. We got him like the season finale, and I like that moment where like he's looking after Mark, you know, and then Thrag comes and he's a part of his hallucination where he just fucks up Cecil. But like Cecil just didn't have much this season especially compared to like last season. We had a whole big thing going on with Mark. If it was last season, I'd be putting him like fucking great / Invincible. He was brilliant last season. Had a lot of airtime. I like Cecil a lot. Yeah, I think it was his backstory last season as well. He was brilliant. But this season, This is all off the top of my head, by the way. I haven't rewatched the season or anything like that. This is just all going off the top of my head. I don't believe he had much screen time whatsoever. Someone might want to check that, but I don't believe he did. And he just didn't have too much to offer to this season. Therefore, I'm putting him in You Sure. I just don't think he had much. And unfortunately, it was a quieter season for Cecil. And now we move on to another character who had rather a quiet season, and that is Atom Eve. Now, where does Atom Eve go? You might probably think I'm going in You Sure, and that's genuinely a good question or a good thought or assumption. I'm going to put her in mid just because I knew she had a quieter season, but I liked how this one, you know, she couldn't use her powers. Her whole powers were fucked, and there was a whole, why is her powers fucked? What's going on there? Then it's the whole thing about finding out she's pregnant and not telling Mark before he shoots off to fight in the war and whatnot. And then when he gets back, she's put on a bit of weight, and she's like saying how she's been struggling and all this. I liked it from an emotional standpoint. You know, I liked it how it got fleshed out a bit, where she was reluctant to tell Mark, and it was very understandable why she didn't want to tell Mark before he goes off into thingy. I don't mind what we did with it, even though, again, it was a quieter season. I still think she had a few layers to it. I think she was quite interesting this season, again, even though it's to a smaller degree. So, yeah, she goes into mid. Again, borderline You Sure, because she just didn't have much to work with. But from what I did see from Atom Eve, I did enjoy. So, yeah, I think Atom Eve, she goes into mid for me. Now, next up, we have a guy who's just always stealing the show, and that is Conquest, Mr. WrestleMania, as I like to call him, because whenever he's on fucking screen, he gets your attention. Even if it's a small amount of time that he's on screen, he is fucking brilliant. Now, where does he go? I'm going to put him in Invincible, man, because, yeah, he's carrying over from Season 3, but Season 3, the finale, he makes it so fucking brilliant. Season 4, one of the highest rated episodes, possibly the greatest episode of Season 4, because of Conquest. Again, Conquest is so fucking good. How can you not? He's got so many layers to him. Always stealing the show, in my opinion, in the 3 episodes that he has in the show. Absolutely brilliant. Some of the best animation we get as well when Conquest is involved. It's like they see Conquest on the script and they're like, yeah, up the fucking budget. Go on, Robert. Up that fucking budget for our boy Conquest. But Conquest, absolutely brilliant. The whole pulling the guts out of Mark Grayson, Invincible. Oh my goodness. What a horrible little scene that is. Oh my goodness. My girlfriend goes to me. She's like, oh, this is going through me a bit. And I was trying to put on a brave face. Really, I was like, fuck, it's going through with me as well. It was so fucking just constantly going. His death was fucking crazy. That shot of him behind fucking Oliver lives rent-free in my head. I think about that several times a fucking day. Conquest has got to be an Invincible. What a character. Such a great character. And I liked what we did as well, where we like teased him coming back potentially. And it just zoomed back out. It's like, no, this fucker's not coming back. So Conquest, he goes into Invincible. I was about to put him in great, but nah, man. This guy steals the fucking spotlight every single time. He has got to go in Invincible. And we get to a character I'm really conflicted on, and that's Alan the Alien. Now, I'm conflicted and I don't know where to put him, simply because I had moments where it's like, oh, him and Omni-Man looking for the weapons against Viltrum and Viltrumites. I loved that. I thought that was brilliant. I think that was a whole episode dedicated to that, and I absolutely enjoyed it. One thing I thought got quite stale, there was like the whole where Omni-Man's sleeping and hearing them shagging. I thought, yeah, that was funny, like the first 2 times. It happened like 3 or 4 times, like, yeah, joke's a bit dead now. But anyways, I'm not going to dock him for that. But then like later, like the start of the season, I liked him, and like later on in the season, he does feel a bit nerfed. He does feel a bit nerfed. Like, I'm watching him getting his ass beat all the time. That's how I see it. He's constantly getting his ass beat all the time at the end. And I thought he hit Prestige fucking Master when he got redone up, you know what I mean? But no. So that's why I'm like so stuck on this one. I'm tempted to put him in mid because he's had a fair bit of like screen time this season. But at the same time, he's dropped a bit of a stinker, I feel like. I expected a bit more from Alan this season. I'm gonna be generous because I like the guy. I'm gonna put him in mid. Okay, I'm gonna put him in mid, and if I'm shuffling this the right way, I'll do it like that. I don't really know with Alan this season. It's just like I feel like he should be a lot better than what he is. And I don't know, he had a bit of screen time, you know, and now he's the, what planet are they on again? But fucking, he's taken over. I forgot what he's fucking is, the counselor or whatever it may be. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. It sets up nicely for the next few seasons and whatnot. I like that. But I'm just thinking, man, this season was just, season 3 I liked him a lot more. Season 1, 2, 3 I preferred him a lot more. Thought he came across a lot better. But season 4, man, he's just kind of in the middle. He's just in the middle, stuck in the middle of you know, sort of thing. So he goes into mid for me. Borderline, are you sure? Okay, so now it just makes sense to go to his mate, Tech Jacket. And where does Tech Jacket go? You might get chucked in with Oliver, Tech Jacket. You might, I think you're getting chucked in with Oliver. I really do, because what was Blood doing? She had no right to be there, I'll be honest with you. The only good thing she did, I suppose, was make her and Alan survive, where they were like just playing hide and seek with the Viltrumites. And then she did bring along Space Racer when Alan was getting the shit kicked out of him. So, like, that boosts her up a bit. But, I don't know, man. Even when she got introduced, I was thinking, oh, is she going to be... I don't think it's too much of her. The whole thing with her dad, didn't actually mind that. But, like, she just didn't do much this season. I can't really think too much of Tech Jacket. She might be sick in the comics, but for a season debut, I was not impressed. I will be honest. Maybe I'm being a bit too harsh, because she did have a couple of redeeming moments. You know, I don't want to be too negative, Nancy. We'll put her in You Sure, but she's borderline fucking Oliver. But, yeah, man, I don't think she did a whole lot. She got a lot of fraud allegations, let's just put it that way. Oh, next up, we go to the worst episode of the season, and that's for Satan himself. Now, I know this is a minor character, but technically he's had a whole episode devoted to him in a sense. Where does he go? He goes in at, no, of course, he goes in fucking Oliver. Right at the bottom as well, like, even worse than... What the fuck was this? Like, I know people hate on the Hal episode. I don't think it's as bad as people make out. And I would say, why is it the lowest rated? Why is it 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb or something? I was like, okay, no, I rate it. I was like, yeah, it's like a 6 out of 10 episode. So I can't argue against it, but I don't hate it as many as, like, other people do. But one thing I wasn't a fan of, how Satan went from this, like, little Yoda fucker, all the way to, like, Satan, and I was just like, that's fucking underwhelming. That's really underwhelming. And then, like, even when he was in the fight with that fire bitch... by the way, I've not included the fire bitch. I forgot her name as well. Even her, I was just like... He's not really done much. I thought, oh, man, this guy is Satan, and he's gonna cause chaos. And he just did fuck all. He was so useless. I thought Satan was going to be that guy. Fucking around this entire time to get him his power up. And he looked underwhelming. He fought underwhelming. His voice was underwhelming for Satan. Yeah, just fucking underwhelming and dog shit. It's the piece of dog shit. And now we get to my favourite character in the entire show. And that is Omni-Man. Omni-Man goes straight into Invincible. I don't have to say, oh, does he go there? Does he? No, he goes straight into Invincible. Had a lot of screen time. And I just love what we saw from Omni-Man. Literally in every regard. I love the fighting sequences. I know people say, he was getting his ass beat, man. But I didn't mind it. I still thought he held his own and looked really good. And I liked him in Invincible. Like him saving Invincible's ass when it come to Thrag, even though he did get folded for it. But still, I like the dialogue we got from him. The voice acting was insane because... Come on. Come on, you know? He's an insane voice actor. But, like, just everything this season from Omni-Man, I absolutely fucking adored. This was a great season from Omni-Man. Like, was it season 3 where, like, he vanished, like, halfway through? No, we got a full season of it, and I absolutely loved it. I loved the stuff that went on with Debbie. I love him and, again, Alan looking for weapons against Thingy. I love him finding out about the Scourge virus and about Thaddeus being behind it, but still... like saying I'm gonna help you guys out. I'm gonna work against the Viltrumites. I love the redemption arc. I love everything about Omni-Man. In fact, do I put him above Conquest? Conquest is the showstopper, bro. He's my favourite character. Bias is going there, man. Yeah, Omni-Man for me, the best. He was the best one this season. Like, well, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I fucking love Omni-Man. Thought he had a fantastic season. An A+ star tier. Shut up. Brilliant. It was incredible. He was invincible. Okay, and now we move on to Omni-Man's love interest. Debbie? Now, where does Debbie go? Because I like Debbie a lot. because she fucking stands on business every fucking season. And where does she go? Great. I know she didn't have much screen time, but every single time Debbie's on screen, you shut up, you put your phone down, and you absolutely listen. Debbie was brilliant this season again. I love what was happening with her and Omni-Man, how she didn't, just fucking, oh, Nolan, you're back. Oh, I've missed you, or anything like that. And she was like, no, I fucking hate you. You're a bad photocopy of a human. Oh, that stung fucking deep into Omni-Man. I loved it. And then at the end, she's like, you know what? Yeah, after she had a conversation with Paul, she was like, yeah, fuck it. I am someone who would travel to another planet to look after my son and Oliver. I was like, you know what? Debbie, you are a fucking real one. I love Debbie. And again, just like Omni-Man, the voice acting, just fucking chef's kiss. Brilliant stuff. Anything to do with Omni-Man and Debbie on screen, I love it so much. Debbie's in great. The only thing stopping her being an Invincible is pretty much screen time. But yeah, I loved what we saw from Debbie this season. I loved the interactions with her and Omni-Man. Just absolutely spot on. Her being protective over Mark and Thingy as well made a lot of sense. Love Debbie. If you don't love Debbie, fucking watch another show. Alright, lads, now let's lock in again. Now we have the most important character in the entire show. The guy who was in between Debbie and Omni-Man. I'm talking about Paul. Okay, I'm only taking the piss. We're not going to include him in this tier list. I just did it because I know there's loads of memes about him. So, yeah. There you go. You got a Paul appearance. But he's just such a small character, it wouldn't be fair putting him in anything. Because, yeah. Okay, now we're going to move on to another Viltrumite. And that is General Krieg. General Krieg. Bro, I'm going to be honest with you. I said to my missus when we were watching the show, I can't wait to see him cause some fucking chaos. And he calls fuck all. Bro, you are on fraud watch. You're on fraud watch. In fact, I am so disappointed in you, General. I put him above Oliver, to be honest. I'm so disappointed in him. I thought he was going to be that guy when he did backhand fucking Conquest. Like, hey, you little bitch, sit down. Having all this authority, right-hand man of Thrag. I'm thinking, fuck, this guy's got to be the real deal. And then he comes to the planet, and he's like, where is the betrayer? And then the betrayer just fucking, give me your fucking lunch money. Beating the living shit out of him. And then even in the big war in the next episode, didn't really fucking do much. Didn't really do much whatsoever. And I forgot who you could see floating off from a distance fighting. Was it Space Racer? Just obliterated someone. And then General just looked at him and kind of like tucked tail, shit himself, got the shivers. And did he retreat? I think. So, yeah. He's in fraud watch, and people might be like, hey, but he's a biker on Earth, dude. He's a fucking biker, man. He smokes, he gets with birds. He's got over chicks on his motorcycle. I'm just like, okay, cool, man. He's got a cool bit of lore when he comes to Earth. Don't care. The guy's a fucking fraud. Okay, now we get a character who got his debut this season. And that's Space Racer. Now, what do I think of this guy? Mr. Stand on Business. He goes in great. I know he hasn't had like any crazy dialogue. He was trapped under some rocks for fucking like 200 years or whatever it was or anything like this. But this guy stood on business. Saved Alan. Killed off a few Viltrumites as well. Got a few of them. And then blew up the entire Viltrum planet. Does it get any more stand on business than that? Again, didn't have too many layers, didn't have too much dialogue or anything like that. But you have some characters like that, like a Battle Beast, like a Space Racer, who aren't going to be anything too fleshed out. But when they're on screen, they come packing, bro. They come packing. You know what I mean? And Space Racer did exactly that. The weapon was sick. I love his attire. He looks sick. Great season debut, in my opinion. Space Racer, he goes in great for me. I thought he held his own. I thought he looked fantastic. Brilliant stuff from Space Racer. Okay, man, now we get to Thaddeus. Now, where does he go? Because I'm going to be honest with you, man. I liked what we saw from Thaddeus this season. Rest in peace, big dog. But I liked what we saw from this guy, so I'm going to also put him in great. I'm actually going to put him there as well because he stood on business. In fact, this guy surprised me. Who told me he had a gym membership? I didn't know he had... bro, why has he had a robe on me the entire time? Bro, if I had guns like that, I'm fucking... all the time. But when he beat the shit out of General Krieg... when he was defending his planet... and I know Thrag dispatched of him with fucking ease. He was like, you have now been avenged. Fair play. But I thought he was great this season. Him wanting to kill every single Viltrumite. And that being like a bit of tension as well. Like, do you trust this guy? Hey, man, I think you might want to get rid of every single Viltrumite. And that being revealed to be the case. Loved every bit of it. I like seeing the whole betrayer thingy and how he's created a scourge virus as well. Thought that was sick. That's got to get a mention as well with like the whole ring around the planet Viltrum. That was brilliant, and that was all down to the betrayer. I loved it. I thought he was brilliant this season. In fact, do I put him above Debbie? I think he's had a fantastic season. I really do. I know he's gone now. Rest in peace to the big dog. But genuinely, I thought he had a phenomenal season. I loved what they did with Thaddeus this season. Okay, guys, I'm sorry I'm going back to the awful episode, but Damien Darkblood, I'm so sorry for what they did to you in this season, bro. I'm so fucking sorry. I'm so fucking sorry. You're not going. I won't disrespect you and put you below Satan, but Damien Darkblood season 1, I fucking love. I love the whole detective vibe, figuring out his Omni-Man, the guy who took out the Guardians of the Light. I loved his mystique. And even when he popped back up to Earth, I was like, yes, we're getting some more fucking Detective Damien Darkblood. I hope it's Detective Damien Darkblood, because when it's not Detective Damien Darkblood, yeah, bro, it's pretty pants. Like, when he was down there, and it was his sister and all that shit. Okay, bro. Like, underwhelming, just fucking underwhelming. Damien, stay on Earth, bro. Don't go back down there. Don't go back to your home. Stay on Earth. Be a detective, Sherlock Holmes type shit. I prefer that from you, and I think I speak for most people when I say that. I don't know what the whole, how people view Damien Darkblood season 1. I loved him. Don't know what everyone else thought. I know he's a smaller character. Well, I liked him a lot, but he's going in all of it for this season because, yeah. Okay, lads, now we've got down to the last two, and I think we know which two characters he says. But first off, we have Mark Grayson. Invincible. He is invincible, and what a fucking season, man. I loved Mark because for every season, it's like Mark holding back. Mark holding back. Mark reflecting and feeling all upset that he's done something he should have done. Mark feeling upset. Mark feeling upset. Mark looking weak. Mark looking weak. And this season, Mark looking big. Mark looking strong. Mark is a motherfucker. Mark will punch that fucking, is it Sackworld, whatever the fuck, Sack, whatever it's called. Punch the fuck out of him. I think, good for you, Mark. Let your anger out, son. And hey, he defeated Quan. He actually can say it this time. He didn't get any fucking tag. Atabeev, tag in. You help me, please. Eventually obliterated Conquest. None of that. He beat Conquest on his own. I liked him. I like what we saw from Mark Grayson. He really stood on business this season. And I love that. Oh, my God. I love the season finale where he's like, he really, really doesn't want to give in to what Thrag's offering. But he's fucking got to, because he knows he can't do shit to Thrag. He cannot do shit. He was fucking, yeah. And Thrag was just like, eh. Yeah, bro. My hairline is still intact. You ain't done shit to me. I loved Mark Grayson this season. Fucking brilliant. Do I put him above Conquest? Yeah. In fact, above Omni-Man? Yeah, fuck it. He's had a fucking brilliant season. Bravo to the boy. Bravo to the boy. He's had a brilliant season. So yeah, Invincible, believe it or not, goes in Invincible. I loved everything we did with him. I love how understanding he was when he went back to Earth and Eve and how he felt guilty. I loved that. I thought it was brilliant. I loved everything we saw from Invincible this season. I love everything we saw from Mark Grayson. He was absolutely fucking fantastic. I loved him in every season, but Season 2, he was pissing me off a bit. But Season 3 and 4, he has been nothing but absolutely sensational. And I've loved it. And I've loved seeing him progress and get stronger and stronger and stronger. People say, well, he couldn't touch Thrag. Yeah, but bro, that's Thrag. That's endgame type shit. So chill the fuck out. But Mark Grayson, amazing. And the main event, last but not least, we all know who it is, Thrag. And where does Thrag go? Oh, was it episode 5 or 6? Fraud allegations. Oh, he sounds like a baby. He's pulling for his face. He's like a baby. He's retreating like a baby. Episode 7. Boom, 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 boom. Unfucking real. I've never seen a switch up like it. Oh my god, everyone was like, Thrag's such a fucking bitch, dude. Get a new voice actor, man. Fuck Lee Pace. Get Ryan Hurst, dude. You know? That's who we want. And then it's just like, one episode later, everyone changed to fucking dude. I love the voice acting from Lee Pace. I think it's fucking perfect for Thrag. Everyone just wants a deep voice, and I'm just like, no, bro, it's fucking perfect how it is. I loved everything. I loved how they showcased how OP he was, and I love just like the dialogue from him as well. The scenes with him and Nolan. He's like, Nolan, let's talk. And he's like, Omni-Man's like, we don't talk. He's like, yes, we do. I choose to listen. And stuff like that. He's like, a death of any Viltrumite leaves a void in me, or something like that. And then when he tore apart that fucking asteroid, that rock, that fucking, I don't know what it is, but he tore through it. He's like, I choose death. Oh my god, it was so good. Aura farming constantly. That fucking impact frame where fucking Invincible twats him and it hurts Invincible's little brittle hands. Oh, and what he did to Oliver and spear through the fucking Omni-Man's stomach. And then the next episode, they've all gone over to Earth and he reveals the grand plan of taking over and start. Oh, you took away our home? We're gonna take over your home and we're gonna start here. We're gonna live. We're gonna dress up like you guys. We're gonna live like you guys. And then like giving the ultimatum to Mark as well. I loved it so much. Absolutely sensational. He stole the show for me, like especially in the last couple episodes, especially. Fucking brilliant. Loved everything we saw with Thrag. What a season. But let me know in the comments, guys, how you would put all this. I think I've done a pretty good fucking job. Let me know in the comments what you think, if you agree, if you disagree. Let me know in the comments. And if you have enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'm going to try to do weekly videos. We went for a long period where we weren't uploading fucking anything pretty much. It was a dead channel. But no, we're bouncing back, baby. We're bouncing back like how Thrag did from episode 6 all the way to episode 7. That's what's going to happen. But thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.